my name is Ellen, and I'll be reading excerpts from my diary from when I was 9 to about 18. I grew up in Minnesota. Yep, great. And it's safe to say that I was a pretty late bloomer, but I had a surprisingly early sexual awakening. If any of you remember the film Michael with John Travolta, where he plays the angel, I saw that in the theaters when I was about 9, and I felt a heartbeat in my pants. But, you know, in spite of that early awakening, it took me a while to figure things out, and in my diaries you'll find that I became sort of a slut shamer, and that doesn't mean that I did sexual things and was ashamed of it. It means I quietly judge people from the confines of my diary. But first I'll take you back to this time when I was 9, right around when I saw Michael, and I wrote a simple song, a beautiful song, that looking back is loaded with Georgia O'Keeffe imagery. So here it is. It's called The Apple Blossom. Verse 1. The apple blossom is a pale pink flower, kind of like myself. I'm for looking, or when you pick me, I will. When you leave me alone, I bloom. I'm sad when you take me. I'm fine when you leave me alone. Verse 2. I grow on a tree for looking, not touching, so don't even try or I'll be gone. I grow on a tree, I'm for looking, not touching, so don't even try or I'll be gone. Chorus. The apple blossom is a pale pink flower, kind of like myself. I'm for looking, not touching. When you leave me, wilted alone, lost in the dark. The apple blossom is a pale pink flower, kind of like myself. So that's about 3rd grade. Now we're going to jump to 6th grade, October 4th. Jenny Taft told me something. She said that Catherine Stouffer had it with her boyfriend. Now I have no respect for her. She also said that the 8th graders do bad stuff, the drugs, and the boyfriend-girlfriend thing. June 27th. Dear Diary, this is the first entry of the new Ellen. There's no more gymnastics and no more popularity complexes. I have just started my 8th grade year at Valley View Middle School. I have no boyfriend yet. Anyway, enough crap. On Sunday, my mom and I went to go see the Banger Sisters. It's rated R. It's my 2nd R in the theater. At the end, my mom ended up telling me that once she gave my dad a hand job. I was so disgusted that I cried. I'm not stupid, but still, ew. Christina Duff did that to someone once. She was my age. That's just gross. I'd never do something like that until I was married. I need to go to sleep. I have a sinus infection. So, just since we're all here, I'd like to say my mom is also here in the audience tonight. Happy Mother's Day. October 5th. The sleepover at Janet's was really fun. At night, we put on Christina Aguilera makeup. I went to the pool with Casey and Janet. It was really fun. The same old guy in a Speedo was there. We named him PG for Possessed Guy. Then there were these 2 people, and they were like wrapping their legs around each other. We call them Mr. and Mrs. Humper. There was this other really ugly guy in a Speedo. He was having a boner. Ew. Lynn has been making me really mad lately. She's gotten really mean. One time she opened her little pouch, and inside were her tampons, her lipsticks, and her cigarettes. Smoking is gross. October 15th. Dear Diary, today at gym, Casey, Janet, and I made up a name for Heidi Kelly. Her floor routine is a little risque. We'll just leave it at that. She's also been wearing a ton of makeup lately, so our name for her is Tess. It stands for Totally Exotic Slut. I really don't think that Heidi is a slut, but some of her dance moves are. November 25th. Dear Diary, Thanksgiving break, finally. On Friday, I went to Abby's party. It was fun. A lot of people were there. Claire Hogestagger was grinding with a lot of guys. Plus, she has a boyfriend. Also, this girl named Cece bent over while this one guy stood behind her and started popping. It was kind of gross. Anyway, on Saturday, I saw Peter Pan. May 25th, Dear Diary. It's just started to sink in that school's almost done. 2 weeks, finals. What has really amazed me about this year is how sexual couples are getting. Josh and Sammy went all the way, and others came darn near close. There's no way I'm even having sex in high school, let alone until I'm married. I really want to kiss, though. The question is, who would want to kiss me? Other than Brandon Wharton, the thought makes me gag. Fun fact, Brandon Wharton is now a super hot yoga instructor, so joke's on me. June 17th, Dear Diary, I love Robert Redford. He's so handsome, even though he's older now. After book club, Vicky, Taylor, and I went back to Vicky's house to watch Up Close and Personal with Robert Redford. I wish I could meet him. Taylor said it'd be cool to have him for a grandpa. I told her it wouldn't be fun to have a jeepa you're attracted to. Anyway, Vicky has kissed with tongue. I'm really jealous. When I was watching the movie, I kept thinking, I want so badly to be kissed like that, more than ever. I don't want to be a 9th grade spinster. August 14th, now on to Hannah Holloway. OMG, she's such a hoe. She's in 8th grade now, and she's going out with Mac. She offered to go out with him by saying she'd give him head. Then she also has given Tommy Leach a handy ew. So now we're going to flash forward a few years to the start of college, and you'll start to see things take a little bit of a turn. So here's an email to one of my best friends. April 12th. I'm a whore. I hooked up with this guy Andres from my program. He's Colombian, BT dub. We hooked up at a club, then proceeded to make out on the streets of Prague, in the cab, and in this weird entry hall to our group's hostel room. Things went far. Not scary far, but enough to make me feel slutty. I had my period, kind of, and I had a tampon in when we went to the club, and I'm not sure when, but it is now stuck somewhere, and I can't get it out. That was Saturday night, and now it's Monday morning. I'm going to have to go to the ER in Berlin when I get back, but it's a holiday, so I don't know how that will work out. I don't want to get a scary infection or die a premature death. I also feel weird because I feel like I'm not a slutty person, but sometimes I do really slutty things. I guess in perspective, it wasn't sex, so I'm not that whorish like your roommate. Anyway, the doctor can get the tampon out, right? I'm scared, and in the Czech Republic, it's weird to think that being in a different foreign country, aka Germany, will make me feel better. Love, Ellen. So, yeah, you might be curious about what happened. So we can all find out in a second email to friends the next day. April 13th. 1, I was in Prague this weekend. So much fun. 2, went to the club on Saturday night with a big group. 3, I get really drunk at the club and start making out with this guy in my program. It wasn't sex, but I wouldn't have prompted some of the touching that went on had he hadn't have, and I hadn't have been wearing a skank dress. I'm a hoe, especially because I was on the last-ish day of my period. Side comment, there was 1 millisecond where I thought, whoa, this is really different from Brian, but not in a dwelling way. People call me dwelling because my name's Ellen and I dwell. 4, when I went to the club, I had a tampon in. I'm almost positive. 5, when I woke up, it was not there. 6, I then convinced myself that it must be stuck somewhere because I have no recollection of taking it out. 7, I then convinced myself that I'm going to get a grave infection and die in the Czech Republic because I don't have insurance there. 8, when I got back to Berlin this afternoon, I went to the ER and had to tell this nurse with pink highlights, Hallo, ich habe ein Problem. Ich habe einen Tampon in meine Scheide klemmt. Translation. I have a problem. I have a tampon stuck in my vagina. It was so embarrassing. 9, she does some looking and the tampon is not there. Where did it go? I had tried to find it, but I have no idea what's what up there. 10, I do not have a grave infection. 11, I might have blacked out in the middle of the night because I for sure didn't at the end of the night. Sorry for the details if it was too much. I'm glad I'm okay and have now used my doctor vocabulary in German. Much love, don't judge, Ellen. Again, mom is still in the audience, so that's great. I realized after, growing up a little bit that shaming others is pretty mean and it feels bad, and I ultimately decided to channel some of that untapped sexual energy in a more positive outlet, namely rap. So you might be familiar with the East Coast, West Coast rap battle. There's also a place for the Midwest rap scene. So I'd like to close with a rap I wrote about Minnesota while working for my father at his frozen yogurt company. So here it is, Minnesota Quota. When it's getting kind of humid and mosquitoes getting busy, if I hear you betcha I start to get dizzy. We elected Jesse the body. No, he was Jesse the mind. My uncle voted for him just because he wasn't kind. Have you heard about our fair? No doubt it's bitchin'. All that stuff on a stick could be from Hell's Kitchen. If you say I look 12, my anger becomes a factor. The next time you see me, you'll be under my tractor. Is it hot in her? No, it's just John Durr. Go to Trail of Terror if you want a good skr. I'm feeling at home in the Metrodome. Mauer hit a homie because the Twins always own. We're not fucking flyover, and we got mad crops. Ask about my snow skills, and you'll think I'm tops. If you call me a hick, go ahead and suck my dick. You reach your Minnesota quota, but I haven't reached mine. I'm from the burbs, bitches, and I bust out the rhymes. Verse 2. When I say we got ice, I don't mean diamonds. If you want a Viking stadium, you better get some Mo funds. We got lady slippers and some cabins and loons. Prince and Bob Dylan fucking wrote our tunes. Fishing opener is my favorite holiday. Go to Mall of America to spend a whole month's pay. I drink Coke with lime, and you're just in time to hear me say, if you call me a hick, go ahead and suck my dick. You reach your Minnesota quota, but I haven't reached mine. I'm from the burbs, bitches, and I bust out the rhymes. So I figured things out eventually, and I got married about 5 years ago, and I have a message for 8th grade Ellen. I did give a hand job before I got married. Thank you.
Verse 1. I'm from the burbs, bitches, you know what I mean? And I'm just a young girl in Minnesota trying to find out what it means. I have feelings, a whole bunch, when I look at John Travolta and Michael. And I realized the angels make me aroused. I got a heartbeat in my pants. Got a heartbeat in my pants. And I don't really know what to do with a heartbeat in my pants. So I made a list. 1, well, I'd really like to be kissed. Oh, yeah. 2, I'm not really sure who wants to kiss me. Boo, hoo. 3, I hear all my friends are doing girlfriend, boyfriend stuff. And when I can suppress my gag reflex, I think I'll ask my mom about an HJ. 4, I'm horny. What's new? 5, well, maybe I shouldn't be such a slut shamer to all my friends, which leads me to 6. If you think I'm a hick, you should suck my dick.
Sucking my dick.
But that's a metaphorical dick. I assume. 7 through 9 happened in the Czech Republic. When I got something shaped kind of like a dick, lost, you know where. Entschuldigung, ich haben ein klein Problem. I have un tampon lost in my pants.
Vagina clamped.
Maybe that tampon episode was a metaphor for the fact I still have a heartbeat in